Back to the channel, everyone. Today's one is a little bit different because I'm not on the bike, I'm on foot. My wrist has got me beat today, so I've taken a walk over to this one. It's only a couple of miles from where I live, it's about 2 miles, so no problem there. But yeah, so Basingstoke train station, you should be able to see that behind me. If you don't know this place is here, it'd be easy to miss it. We're going to head up under the arches behind me there to the Holy Ghost Cemetery in Basingstoke. So give me a minute and we'll head up. So yeah, coming up the hill from the train station, if you hit the rising sun you've gone too far, but just here on the right, just before that, is the Holy Ghost Cemetery. That's an entrance, look at that. So yeah, here it is. Welcome to the Holy Ghost Cemetery. This was the town's burial ground for 600 years, from the 13th century to the early 20th century. Yeah, let's head on inside. Yeah, a couple of squirrels over there. The southern end of the cemetery is quite close to the train station, actually. I didn't realise just how close it was. It's just there, look. Behind me here are the tank blocks, World War II tank blocks. And they're part of the defences that were set up around here, around the train station. So it's weird, the sort of contrasts that are here, and you know, the different events in history that meet as a, and they're left as a sort of relic to that, each of their footprints in that time, you know. It's just so weird that this is stuck here in the middle of town. Look at it, it's beautiful. Morning, Mr. Magpie. Nearly 300 years separate the two distinctly different ruins, which you can see. As a result of a serious dispute between Pope Innocent III and King John of England, the whole kingdom was placed under an interdict in 1208. This meant that all church services were banned and burials in consecrated ground were forbidden. The dead were interred in this field north of the town, which became known as the Lytton, or Corpse Ground, after 1214. When the interdict was lifted, a chapel was built, dedicated to the Holy Ghost. The remains of the tower and the west doorway still stand. Later, in 1215, during the reign of Henry VIII, another chapel was added, the hexagonal tower and arches which you see today. This was known as the Guild Chapel of the Holy Trinity. This was built by Lord Sandys of the Vine as a family burial chapel. It had 9 beautifully stained glass windows, 6 within the new chapel and 3 inserted into the apse of the 13th century building, which was probably reconstructed by Lord Sandys. In 1550, during the reign of Edward VI, Henry VIII's son, this guild, like many others, was dissolved and the land sold. In 1553, Mary, Henry's Catholic elder daughter, became queen. In 1556, she was petitioned to return both chapel and guild to the town. The charter provided a priest to educate local boys. This was the beginning of Queen Mary's Grammar School, housed in the western end of the 13th century chapel. The school continued, but the disused chapel buildings fell into ruin. It is said that lead was removed from the roof during the siege of Basingstoke House, 1644 to 1646, in the Civil War. It all goes back to the Civil War around here, doesn't it? This damage was too costly to repair. Queen Mary's Grammar School remained here until 1855, when the new premises were built in Worthing Road, about half a mile to the southwest. And there it stands. Yeah, so the Holy Ghost had talked about that being closed for burials just over a century ago, and the burials got moved to the site on Worthing Road. So yeah, this is it. Of course, this is Worthing Road, busy as it is. South Ham and the Leisure Park down that way. Morrison's over there, if you know the area. If you know the area, you'll know this is here. But yeah, just thought I'd add this in at the end for reference.